My affair lasted for 8 months, and it was with a coworker who was also married with kids. It was a physical relationship, and I was incredibly selfish during that time. I didn't consider my fiance's feelings at all. Everything came crashing down when he found us together in a parking lot on a day I claimed to be working late. It was definitely not a coincidence. He must have suspected something and planned to catch me. Seeing his face that day is a memory that haunts me, knowing I caused him that much pain. I've since cut off contact with the other man, but things are still awkward at work since we see each other regularly. I know the best thing for both my fiancé and me is to get a new job, and I'm actively looking. I want to leave immediately, but I'm torn because quitting without something lined up would create financial strain, especially on my fiancé, who has already suffered enough because of my betrayal. The last thing I want is to add more stress to his life because of my mistakes, but it's unbearable to keep going to work and facing my AP. We've been together for 6 years, and I know I've shattered his trust in the worst way possible. It breaks me to see him so sad and know that I'm the one who did this to him. I still love him deeply, and all I want is to try to rebuild what we had. I've suggested couples therapy, but he won't even look at me, let alone talk about it. I feel so helpless because I want to start repairing things, but he's still so distant and hurt. I know he's well within his rights to be angry and cold, but it's heartbreaking to know I've pushed him so far away. I want nothing more than to get our life back on track. I want to start planning our wedding as soon as possible. I want to do whatever it takes to rebuild trust, to show him that I can be someone worthy of his love again, but I don't know where to start. He won't talk to me, and I'm scared that the more time passes, the further apart we'll drift. For those of you who have been through something similar, how did you start rebuilding after a situation like this? How do I show him that I'm serious about changing? I don't want to lose him, and I'm willing to put in the work if he's willing to give me a chance. But right now, I don't even know if he's open to the idea. Any advice on how to approach this and how to navigate the job situation without putting too much financial strain on him would be incredibly appreciated. Update: my BS seems to be brushing everything under the rug, pretending it never happened. He's using porn as a coping mechanism, and we haven't been intimate at all since D-Day. I feel like I'm in limbo. I know he's hurting, but he's completely shut down and refuses to address any of his issues. He doesn't want to talk about the affair anymore, and he gets really angry whenever I try to bring it up. I've tried suggesting individual counseling for him and couples therapy for both of us, but he outright refuses. It's like he's trying to push forward without processing any of the hurt, and I'm scared of what that means for our future. I don't know if he's trying to pretend it didn't happen or if he's trying to punish me by keeping his distance. He also hasn't told anyone about the affair, not friends, not family. I wonder if that's contributing to how isolated and stuck he feels. It's like he's carrying this massive weight alone, and I'm the one who put it there. But without him opening up to someone else or getting professional help, I'm afraid he's going to keep spiraling further. I've also started to suspect that he's on dating sites. He spends a lot of nights out, often staying up late, and I'm left wondering what he's doing. It's just a gut feeling still, but I will need to do some digging in that aspect. Meanwhile, my mom keeps pushing me to start booking wedding venues, but my fiancé hasn't shown any interest in moving forward with wedding planning. I don't know what he wants anymore, and I don't know what to tell my mom. I also don't want to pretend everything's okay when it clearly isn't, but I'm also afraid of admitting the despicable thing I did. I'm scared of where things are headed and just want to find a way to break through this wall between us. Final update. This is the update I was dreading. Reconciliation has failed. My fiancé has decided he can't continue with this relationship, and as of now, he's packing up to move out. I fear he's also told his family about the affair. I feel so alone, it's overwhelming, to say the least. My world is crumbling. Seeing him pack up our life together is one of the hardest things I've ever had to watch. I can't even describe the pain of knowing I've lost him for good. I don't blame him for wanting to leave. I just wish things could have gone differently. I don't have a support system here, and facing this alone is terrifying. I know I need to rebuild my life and figure out what comes next. If only I had done things differently. Story 2. Reconciliation possible? Sorry for the long story. Just needed a place to vent and get my thoughts out. It's been just under a month since D-Day. My WS and I have been married for over a year, but have been together for more than that. We started as an affair during her other previous marriage. I know this should have been a warning sign. However, fast forward, they divorce, we get married and have a child together. Present day, I found out that my WS has been having an emotional affair with a coworker almost the entire length of our marriage, but that several months ago, her and her AP female started the physical affair. It turned very intense, serious, and emotional so quickly that my wife came to me to tell me that she thought she was a lesbian, but tried convincing me that nothing physical had happened and that it wouldn't. However, that turned out to be a lie. For several weeks, my wife played her AP and myself against each other, and I felt like I was having to compete. This was not only exhausting, but very degrading. Wife's AP was the one who ended the affair. She got fed up with my wife's constant lies and drama. So now all of a sudden, my wife feels like she wants to make this work. I can't help but to think that she's only doing this so she isn't alone, as I wasn't her choice. My wife told me several times that she wanted a divorce and that she wanted to start a life with her AP. If her AP wouldn't have ended it, my wife would still be having an affair. So it's really hard for me to think that she is being remotely genuine. I feel like I'm just her safety net and that I'm getting played again. Also, it's important to note that my wife is a serial cheater. She has cheated in every serious relationship she's ever been in. All of the lies are starting to add up, and I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing. My head has been spinning from all of the lies. With all of the lies and the realization that my WS is a serial cheater, I keep thinking back to previous times in our relationship where I now suspect that she cheated on me then as well. I've confronted her about these other fears, but she denies them. But I can't shake the feeling that she is lying to me. To make matters worse, the AP contacted me and has made a reference about these suspicions to me. If my wife never cheated on me in the past, why would the AP even have an idea as to what I'm worried about? I love my wife. I've always considered her my best friend, but now all I can think about is the lies and cheating, and I'm not sure I can get past it. The thought of divorce scares me, especially because of the daughter we share, but I'm not sure the marriage is salvageable, or if my wife even deserves that. After all, she didn't think too much of our marriage and life together when she had the affair. Do you think a marriage with a serial cheater and constant liar is even possible? She keeps saying she will never cheat again, and I want so badly to believe her, but I'm not sure she's capable of being truthful. Also, wife still works with AP, and it's impossible for them to avoid each other. On the days that they are in the office together, I can't even think straight. I brought it up to my wife about either her needing to find another job or become a sage-femme, thought she would enjoy the time with our daughter, and she basically shut both of those ideas down instantly, and it wasn't even up for discussion. This is also another concern of mine. If she really wants the marriage, why won't she do what needs to be done to get away from her AP, knowing that I am absolutely not okay with them working so closely together? Your situation is incredibly difficult, and it's understandable that you're feeling lost and uncertain. It's clear that your wife's affair, her history of cheating, and her refusal to leave her job, despite still working with her AP, are serious concerns. These issues raise questions about whether she's truly committed to reconciliation. You need to take a step back and reflect on what you truly want and deserve in a relationship. Love alone isn't enough. Trust, respect, and commitment are also essential. Consider your boundaries and what you're willing to tolerate moving forward. If you're compromising your self-worth or feeling consistently devalued, it may be a sign that reconciliation isn't in your best interest. Individual counseling can help you process your emotions, gain clarity, and decide whether to continue trying or to let go. If your wife is serious about making amends, she needs to be transparent, willing to change, and open to counseling both individually and as a couple. Real change requires consistent, trustworthy behavior over time, not just promises. It's natural to worry about the impact of divorce on your daughter, but staying in a toxic environment can be equally harmful. Children are often resilient when they see parents making decisions that prioritize their own mental health and happiness. Ultimately, you must trust your instincts. If you still suspect other affairs or feel that she's not being fully honest, it's okay to step back and protect yourself from further pain. Sometimes a temporary separation can provide the space needed to gain clarity and determine whether reconciliation is truly possible. You don't have to make a final decision now. Take the time you need to evaluate her actions and decide what's best for you and your child.